Hello there and welcome back to House of Monkeys with me, Cheeky Monkey, and we are a force to be reckoned with. We are topping the table and just keep on winning. Armada there showing you that we beat Oxford by 1-0. These 1-goal wins, keep them coming all day long because we're top of the table. Who cares how you win as long as we're at the top of the table and not having to go through any of that heartache of the playoff places. So evenly sided game and we came out triumphant. And then straight into our second game, which was against Sheffield Wednesday. This had been delayed a couple of times throughout September, but it's now finally being played. And I think this is where our unbeaten run still continues, but we didn't come away with the win that we wanted. Sheffield Wednesday down towards the bottom side of the table, so this was probably a better result for them than us. But a good goal from Burstow, and the fact that we came back in this game as well, because we were behind at one point and I did think it was going to be all over, but we'll show you that straight in the next minute. But that resilience is what's going to win us. I'm aiming for the win now. I want that championship trophy. I don't want that second spot. I want us to win. We're building something here. We're building on games, we're building on wins. And the team, I'm so impressed with some of the players that we've brought in and some of the players that I'm giving more chances to that used to be squad players in the previous season but now seem to have found their way into being a regular starter. And I like things like that because people's talents do chop and change. And then Jamal Lowe equalising for Sheffield Wednesday. But yeah, building on ebb and flow really of people's talents at the moment, because there's people I would have preferred to start, but because of their form I'm kind of pulling them out a bit and then putting other people in their starting places that just seem to be consistently good for us. And Jamal Lowe again, a thorn in our side, grabbing that second goal and building that lead for Sheffield Wednesday, which had me on the ropes a bit, had me a bit nervous, but like I say, we're a resilient team at the moment and we're not taking a loss as an answer either. I think the team are as just determined as I am to build on something that we have at the moment, something special and lovely play. As I keep saying, I'm just really thrilled with how we play football as a team here. And Osmajic grabbing that equaliser at the death of the game to ensure that we don't lose. And as you can see, very frustrating in terms of that we drew, and I think, like I said, the Sheffield Wednesday will be very pleased with that result. 31 shots, 17 on target, but only 2 goals. Bit frustrating, but not beaten. And then next game is against Luton. They're a mid-table side, just got promoted as well from League One, have a really decent team, and Pete Harris again with a lovely effort there on goal. O'Neill seems to be our architect at the moment. He just seems to assist everybody on the pitch, and I love that. And we had awarded a penalty as well, and Devaney slotting that in and ensuring a 2-0 win. So we're scoring a few more goals and we're keeping those clean sheets. They're so vital to pushing us up the way that we want to go. And again, Josh Keeley, their goalkeeper, getting the man of the match because he pulled off some terrific saves throughout that game. And then it was a big one against West Brom. West Brom are hot on our heels in the second, third place alongside with Cardiff. So this was a must-win for us. We couldn't have anything else other than a win here. And we got what we truly deserved out of this game. It could have looked different because I think Joe Wallace throughout later on in the game got a red card. So West Brom were playing with 10 men for probably a long period of the game. So it could have been different had he not been sent off. But Osmajic putting us in that lead, and like I say, O'Neill just seems to want to set everybody up. So unselfish and so consistent. He's been very, very well for us this season. And like you can see at the top there, West Brom with a red card, which is giving us all sorts of no issues. It's just it gives us control of the game really. And Burstow, I put him on the left on there, and he's just running through the defenders and sets up Mbama for another goal from him for this season so far. So he's turning out to be in a good loan signing from Man City as well. So very chuffed with who we brought in. And like I say, all over West Brom. Could have been a different game if they hadn't got the red card, but this is a vital win for us. Builds 3 points between people that are chasing us. And then it was an even bigger game because Cardiff are absolutely in form. They've been promoted and they seem to be sitting very, very close to the top of the table behind us. So this again was another game where we needed to win, and I had to swap some players as well because everyone was coming a bit jaded because the games are coming fast and frequent. So that squad depth that I was mentioning in a couple of episodes ago was very, very important for us, and it's showing because we've got a team that just seems to want to play and impress, which I absolutely love. And we got what we wanted out of this game as well. And build that point cushion as well, just in case anything goes wrong or awry later on in the season. So it was very, very important that we got another win on one of those hotly chasing promotion teams as well. Cardiff early doors didn't even seem to be, because when I showed you a couple of episodes ago who was favourites to go up, it was all the 3 teams that had come down from the Premier League. So the fact that that's not happening is quite impressive in itself. So Cardiff coming in and smashing their own expectations by being in those promotional places really, and O'Neill getting a goal himself to set us off with a 1-0 lead. And this is a good opportunity as well to scout some of these players from Cardiff, because some of them are very, very good and playing very good football against us as well. So it's like having a look as well as watching the match and hoping we win. So Dan's with the equaliser. But it wasn't to be for Cardiff. Not today. We are on an unstoppable run. It's gonna come crumbling down into it once we lose that first match. If we lose it all, I don't think we can have an invincible season because we've already lost so far. But we can ensure promotion. That is the aim. And I feel we can achieve that. We've had such a good September and now we've had a good October. This is something that we can just keep pushing for. And O'Neill, once again, setting up Asmajic for what seems to be a carbon copy of a goal in another match. But I'll take that. And I think O'Neill, because he's been playing so well, and he was a squad player, I think he's asked for a new contract, which I have granted. I don't mind. It was only a couple grand more, and then making him a regular starter, and I think he deserves that because he just seems to be in amongst everything that we do on the wing. It's a bit of a we'll see how he goes really, because it says that he's going to be a leading championship player. So I don't know if he's going to cut it for the Premier League. I mean, we can give him a few games, see how he does. But I know I'm getting ahead of myself here, but if we have a look at some of the players, I don't think they'll be Premier League quality. But like we're saying, we're getting ahead of ourselves, but we'll have to have a look at that through the summer, see where we are, and have a look at how we strengthen the team, really. I don't know how you strengthen a team that just seems to be running away with the league at the moment, but you can still strengthen, no doubt. And then Okpala with a good goal as well. He's been so impressive, and only 400k, don't forget, from a team that got relegated from the third league in the third Bundesliga. So yeah, happy with the 3-1 win. Again, it was quite tightly contested game, but we ran away with that then. There was no way for Cardiff to come back. And then it was our big Carabao Cup tie with Brighton. Very excited for this game because it's not every day you get to play teams like Brighton, who have established themselves over the years as a solid Premier League side. Don't think they put a good strengthened team out, in my own opinion, but we have had a mixed team ourselves because obviously we're keeping that squad rotation going and keeping people fresh. Match sharp is what we need throughout the season. But this was a good game, I think. There's a lack of highlights because I've shown you the whole thing that I'd witnessed. And when you have a lack of highlights, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you think this game isn't going to go my way. And it's so evenly contested that's probably why there's a lack of highlights, which is good in a way because we're showing our quality. But at the same time, you just think, yeah, this could easily just be one of those games where one goal does decide the fate of the match. And we started off quite well, holding them off, and then, like I say, I think it became an evenly sided, and then we do get the what we need out of this, which is good to see. Because it's so hard playing Premier League sides. Because do I set us up defensively? Do I put a foot off the gas? No. I think we're doing very well in the way that we're playing. We're at top of the championship. We're playing a positive style of control and possession. So why not take it to these teams? And we're seeing that in some of the friendlies that I've put on the other episodes as well. The fact that we're playing some basic football in terms of short passing, going by the bylines, crossing in when we can. I feel people just don't know how to take us, which is good. And we're having plenty of goes. I mean, we got the Anfield massacre, which that was a huge defeat, and that's the only time I think I've changed where I put positive into balanced, and Amada bringing us the one goal that we need, and in front O'Neill again, the contributor. Yes, so I think the Liverpool match was the only time I changed to a balanced mentality, and I've not really tweaked any of the tactics either throughout the 2 seasons that we played so far, just because I'm impressed with how we play. I just love it. I mean, we're really showing Brighton what for here, and there was a good save there by the goalkeeper. And like I say, we're becoming more into the game here now. It's becoming more one-sided, and we're not letting Brighton anywhere near our goal. And like I said before, it's a bit nerve-wracking when you don't have a lot of key highlights, and it's just the 2D with the stats around it, which I really like, by the way. I really like that element. I like watching the 2D because I kind of missed that from the old days when you played Football Manager 2008, and you used to see the little spots running around, which was really good. So I like this little tweak and change. Might not be for everybody, but I'm one of those that's easily impressed, so I quite like it. I quite like the user interface this season. Takes a bit of time to get used to. Some of the things aren't easy to find. I've not really done any bookmarks as well. I think there's a few of those that I was watching when it was first coming out, is how to use the bookmarks and add certain elements so that it's easy for you to find. But I'm just a basic person, really. I just want to get on with the game. I hand my training over to the assistant manager. I hand over the staff signings for the youth teams over to my technical director, and then I just have a look. I do enjoy the scouting element as well, so I'll set focuses like I've done before, where I tend to go into the French leagues and the German leagues to find cheap players, obviously because we've got a tight budget as Preston North End, so they help very well. And then once we get promoted, that's where I've used the Danish leagues as well, because they've got some very good technical players that can help when we get promoted, or if we get promoted. That's what I've done in the past games, is I look to go into the Danish market there as well, and then eventually span out to Italy, Spain, and start bringing in some really good players then. So it'll be interesting where we end up at the end of this season. It'll be really good to see what we get in terms of budgets as well. That's me getting ahead of myself. I reckon we can win it. That's what we're going to be gunning for. But as you can see here, we're just a very dominant side with possession, which I like. The shots, cannot complain. I love seeing stats like that. It just means that we need to score more goals, as I said before. Score more goals, and we'll be unstoppable, as we are now, as we're showing. And I've been impressed with some of the other loan signings that we've had in. So Kabar is doing a very good job in defensive left back. Ben Arthur is doing a good job as centre back. I think some of the notices I've been getting from the inbox is that the other managers aren't happy that they're not being regularly played, but I've told them where to stick it, and I think I might lose a few of those loan signings then come January. But we can always find some more people as some loans to bring in replacements, so, you know, stuff them. If I want to play, you know. Graham Potter and whoever else is the manager, I can't remember now. But yeah, other results then in the Carabao Cup. Just wanted to show you who potentially we could have in the next round, because we won that game. Blackburn also doing well. There's quite a lot of League One teams, which is quite impressive as well. And then on to Derby Day against Blackburn. Again, should be winning this match. Nothing else matters. Just a Derby win. I think Blackburn are on the depths of the relegation battles, so Aziz putting us 1-0 up and showing Blackburn what we're all about. But I think they quickly come back, they quickly responded. They weren't very happy with us being in the lead, and then just before half time at the top, Blackburn create a really good equaliser, to be fair. They've got some good players, so they shouldn't really be at the foot of the table for relegation battles, and that's being nice considering they're our rivals. And Henriksen with a good goal, I think. Sam Tickle just unlucky not to get there, but yeah, ended with a 1-1 draw. And again, pretty much dominant in terms of shots and shots on target. But overall, I'm happy with a 1-1. Didn't concede many again, and then our unbeaten run continues. So, as I said, like, look at this. There's loads of green. Got the 2 draws as the little blips, but we're just on a really good run against some very strong teams like West Brom and Cardiff. Oxford United were in amongst the playoffs earlier as well, so it's looking good for us. I'm very excited. I just hope this can continue. Obviously, it'll be hard when we lose, but hopefully we can build up on that. Because look, we've got Wolves and Bournemouth, very strong teams. Sheffield United on our heels as well. So November is quite important in terms of who we play and getting those results that we need as well. Bournemouth and Wolves both relegated, so they'll be very good games, no doubt. So yeah, as you can see, 5-point cushion over West Brom, Sheffield United, and then we're in a very good run of games there. Sheffield United is the other top team that's in a good form with the 3 wins like ourselves, but they've lost 2 and we drawn 2. So I'm really happy with how we're doing. And then yeah, Blackburn towards the bottom, Derby and Portsmouth, that keeps changing as well. But we need to keep this momentum, keep building those points, get that cushion, and then get the automatic playoff places. Or win the league. No automatic, we win the league. And then just to show you, we're playing that well. Everyone's in a good rating. Militin Osmajic, even Borussia Dortmund are in after a fear. So if they make me a good bid, I'll probably sell him. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. And then I'll probably look to get rid of Mads and Whiteman. I don't think they're cutting. They're not really playing that many games. And then look at O'Neill with 9 assists, top contributor. Absolutely love him at the moment. But thank you for watching. Take care. Stay cheeky.